This is the much talked about Southern African Development Community Tribunal building located on the intersection of the Robert Mugabe Avenue and the Bahnhof Street. The tribunal was a court and the highest policy institution of the SADC, housed in the historic Tunale building in Windhoek, the capital of Namibia. Although established on paper since 1992, members of the tribunal were only appointed during the SADC Head of State and Government Summit in 2005. On 18th November 2005, the tribunal was inaugurated and the members were sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Namibia Supreme Court, Peter Shivute. The tribunal provides a remedy to citizens of the 15 SADC member states when their governments were unwilling or unable to act on their complaints. It was, however, not an easy assignment for a regional court of that magnitude to be housed in Namibia, as former Justice Minister Dr. Ngarikutike Shiryange explains.
By that time, I was the Minister of Justice, and I was participating in that particular, events of SADC. So I asked SADC to allow the tribunal to function from Namibia, to have its headquarters here. They agreed. So when I came back here, I asked Comrade Theo Ben Guriab, who was a Minister of Foreign Affairs, to give me that building because the building was under him. He didn't have a problem. He gave the building to the Ministry of Justice, and I turn it into SADC Tribunal.
But all the countless efforts of forming the SADC Tribunal yielded no desired result for the SADC nations, following the unceremonious suspension of its activities just 5 years after its inaugurations. The suspension was merely because the tribunal ruled on Zimbabwe's land redistribution in favor of the white landowners trying to block the government's acquisition of their farms. Zimbabwe refused to enforce the judgments. In a clear move to avoid taking action against a fellow member state, SADC member countries at the SADC summit held in Windhoek in 2010 ordered a review of the tribunal's role, functions and terms of reference. They, however, instructed the tribunal not to take on any new cases, thereby blocking the reappointment of eligible judges. It is, however, not clear as to when the SADC leaders will reassemble to discuss the way forward, as well as the future of the SADC Tribunal Court. Meanwhile, the High Court is using the building to hear some of its piled-up cases.